We are Group 10 from Section F, and we are here to tell you about the sustainable practices in the petrochemical industry. Starting with an introduction about the petrochemical industry. Petrochemicals are nothing but chemical products that are derived from petroleum. They may be olefins, aromatics, or synthetic gases. Now, petrochemicals form nearly 10% of the global energy demand, and the leading consumer of petrochemicals is China, but the highest per capita consumption is with US. Um, with respect to the Indian petrochemical industry, it is set to increase. We can see that from this graph here, where we see that the per capita consumption in comparison to the US is just 8. You know, it's 8 kgs per year as opposed to 110 in the US. The major players are, as we mentioned before, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Reliance, Dow, etc. Talking about Reliance Industries, they have 5 strategic pillars, namely environment responsibility, energy security, social institution building, occupational health and safety, and product stewardship. Each new product that is undertaken in Reliance is evaluated on the basis of these 5 parameters, and only those projects are undertaken which adopt a sustainability focus or a socio-ecological focus. In the sustainability focus, they look at economic gains for a long term, and in the social ecological focus, they look at upliftment of people and the environment. Let's take a look at some of Reliance Industries' achievements under these 5 strategic pillars. Under environment responsibility, they have reduced their carbon dioxide footprint by around 40 to 50 tons per day. Their recycled material use has gone up to 63,000 tons. Under the energy security pillar, they have the world's largest pet coke gasification project planned at Jamnagar. In terms of packaging, they have been able to innovate it further and reduce the packing material consumption. This is under their product stewardship strategic pillar. They have various occupational health and safety initiatives wherein they constantly keep track of their employees' health and other occupational hazards that they face. Under their social institution building, they have various initiatives like Khushi Clinic and Drishti program, which are aimed at many social stigmas and crippling uh, problems of the society as on date.
Now we look at the sustainable practices at DuPont. DuPont as a chemical company recognizes that finding truly sustainable options for modern life is one of its most critical challenges. DuPont defines leading technologies for fuel efficiency as flexible fuel vehicles, hybrids, clean diesel vehicles and E85 vehicles. DuPont has joined with the Delaware river community to maintain and improve the Delaware estuary for the future. DuPont Sustainable Solutions collaborated with Sunkar Energy to improve its environmental impact and worker and process safety management systems in the oil sands region of Canada. Now we look at the process management system that is being implemented by DuPont. 10 parameters are presented for the PSM, assessments and benchmarking, corporate PSM strategy development, asset PSM improvement plan development, governance and organizational design, PSM design, facilitation of PSM standards, procedures and processes, organizational development, expert skills augmentation, delivery execution partnering, PSM audits, operating discipline tools and learning and development programs. PSM is a system which is implemented by management's leadership and commitment for establishing a safety culture for all the workers. DuPont's role in biofuel development is for establishing alternative transportation fuels by engaging throughout the biofuels value chain. It also produces refrigerants for a cooler planet, next generation refrigerant with zero ozone depletion potential and a global warming potential of 4, which is 99.7% lower than HFC 134A. Renewably sourced materials, DuPont Hytrel RS thermoplastic elastomer has 20 to 60% renewably sourced content by weight and affords high flexibility and flex fatigue resistance. Ford, Fiat and Toyota have won awards at the 2011 Society of Plastics Engineers Most Innovative Use of Plastics Awards event for components that employed renewably sourced DuPont materials. It also provides a full spectrum of sustainable mobility solutions.
ExxonMobil Corporation deals with the crude oil, oil products, natural gas, and petrochemicals. Basically, it is one of those companies where there is a good amount of importance which is given to the sustainability. If you see, it is those a company who is committed in doing the business in the manner that is compatible with the environmental and economic needs of the community in which they operate, and that protects the safety, security, and health of their employees, those who are involved in the operations, and their customer and the public. These policies are put into practice through discipline framework called the Operation Integrity Management System. Operation Integrity Management System consists of essentially four elements, four steps basically, but these are those four steps which actually takes care of sustainability, that is operation and maintenance. Here the environmental factor are considered checked, and it is checked which whether it is according to the regulatory norms and business decision or not. In community awareness and emergency preparedness, we see that whether the effective management um, uh, is done of the stakeholders, whether there is proper planning and preparedness. In the next step, that is the operation integrity assessment and improvement, the assessments are done by multidisciplinary teams and experts from outside industry in order to see that proper accountability is maintained in all type of operations. In risk assessment and management, here risk is checked on an ongoing basis and the steps are taken to combat the potential hazards.
Alpic is the leading petrochemical company in the Americas. It is the largest expandable polystyrene manufacturer in America and the only producer of caprolactam in Mexico. It operates two business segments like polyester and plastics and chemicals and other specialty and industrial chemicals. Its various subsidiaries are Grupo Petromex, SADECV, Indelpro, Staropec and others. And the various sustainable practices that are being followed in Alpec are, it follows a four-pillar model of sustainability. The first is the internal well-being. Here, internal well-being stands for the well-being of the employees in Alpec. They strive to provide the highest standard of internal well-being through continuous personal and professional development by ensuring a safe and healthy working environment for the employees. They comply with it and even go beyond the provisions of the law. They constantly implement programs aimed at increasing safety in their processes, employee training for a correct performance in the workplace, initiatives that encourage healthy living practices, and even they consider employee training as a very fundamental aspect in Alpec. In addition to specialized training, they offer their employees advice on how to handle retirement through programs such as Employee Assistance Program in the United States. Coming to the next pillar, community. Alpic is aware of its responsibility towards the community, particularly the communities near its facilities. All Alpic sites constantly evaluate risk to the neighboring communities and undertake actions to mitigate them and strive to ensure that their operations have a positive impact on the community through different health programs, safety training measures, meetings with neighbors of the plant, support programs providing infrastructure, and even they provide direct support for the most vulnerable sectors. They also implement programs for the young students in their communities. They also have put effort to increase the local economic development, and their companies use criteria to support the local suppliers also. Coming to the third pillar, that is the environment. Alpec's greater commitment to care for the environment as they understand its significance in terms of permanence over time and quality of life. Their approach is to optimize the consumption of natural resources and raw materials, reduce emissions and waste, and enhance the process efficiency. All the companies that they have their own policies that enable them to define the procedures to follow any given scenario. These are all aligned to Alpec's environmental objectives. And what they do is majority of their raw materials are from oil and non-renewable resource, so they try to make the best possible use of them. They even try for low energy consumption, and they know that it's impossible to maintain sustainable operations without committing to responsible consumption of water, so they try to limit their water usage also. And now the fourth pillar, sustainable economic value creation. It is both Alpec's responsibility and a competitive advantage to maintain a healthy financial condition based on achieving long-term value creation through profitable growth. They also invest in the improvement of the process, products and facilities. They are able to make this and other actions despite the challenging global economic environment that they have faced these past years. Their disciplined growth strategies allow them to continue investing even during down cycles and maximize the benefits of the eventual industry recovery.
Let us now have a look at GAIL's sustainability strategy. GAIL, or Gas Authority of India Limited, is a state-owned natural gas producer and distributor that is slowly diversified into petrochemicals as well. It plans to reduce its greenhouse gas emission by 33% by the year 2020. It also plans to become self-sufficient in water and energy consumption. It plans to set up a capacity of 500 megawatt through wind power plants, of which 118 megawatt has already been set up in Gujarat, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It also introduced the Jalashaya concept to store rainwater and installed flow meters in several of its plants for efficient utilization of water. It also introduced the e-waste management scheme, under which e-waste is collected in several areas at various plants and then recycled back to the producers under various buyback schemes. Another important aspect of GAIL's sustainability strategy is its materiality assessment approach. A list of several issues is populated at first, then various stakeholders are involved, and through brainstorming and questionnaires, their opinion is collected, and then GAIL narrows it down to a list of 10-11 sustainability issues that are part of its sustainability strategy, that is Aspiration 2020. So it is clear that most companies in the petrochemical sector have shifted their focus from short-term profitability to long-term sustainable growth. They have aligned their business and sustainability strategies together and are focusing on business practices which are energy efficient and consume less resources. The primary focus of these companies still remains health and safety, and they have various safety precautions and incident remediation measures in place to prevent catastrophe. Companies have engaged community in various welfare programs, whether it's Reliance through its Drishti program or GAIL through its eGyan learning and training portal. Companies in the petrochemical sector are now focusing on economic benefits backed by contribution towards environment with a strong and robust sustainability strategy. Thank you.